All right, we're live. Tuesday night, Tap and Birdie before the Olympics. We got a very special guest tonight. We have Christopher Bowers of Golf Digest, who is luckily taking time out of watching the Yankee game tonight to watch the game. I wouldn't have asked you to be on if I knew the Yankees were on. I apologize about the Yankee game. You're missing it, but they're probably going to lose anyway, right?
This is for the best, I think.
Yeah, you might as well.
The pain it's already painful early in this game. If anyone's watching, I think they had bases loaded in the first and didn't score a run, and then runner on second. So I was actually listening to it. I'm doing a lot of John Sterling and Susan Waldman these days, just
they're
because they're the best. Because I'd rather watch something else on TV. I think the watching it on TV is really painful these last few days. So I kind of like to queue them up for like an hour and then go back and forth to the TV. And they're hilarious. Sterling is like just incredulous these days. So
yeah, just delusional, really.
Absolutely delusional.
Not someone you want to be the voice of the franchise. So I got to say, I'm coming off probably the worst week I can have as a handicapper. Like, I couldn't be more upset after a week. As everyone knows, Chad came on my podcast and he put the house on Cam Champ and it was 125-1. And you even said, you were like, fuck, Chad put the house on it. It's cursed. So I wasn't like wrong in my thinking that Chad's not going to hit a 125 winner on it. But at the thing that really pisses me off about it is that on 125 one to winner, there's no amount of money that you could bet that you could be like, I didn't even win that much. Like right. $10 is $1,000. Mm-hmm. Like I'd get new irons. Like that would be like that would be like big money.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I think it's so unbelievably rare. Like actually what happened last week. Like usually when like a bunch of touts and like people that put out picks like all are on a 125 one to winner, like it never fucking actually hits.
No.
And it did.
Yes. Incredible. I was obviously very nervous on Sunday. Especially, I'm telling you, the vibes with that Yankee game changed on Sunday. I was like, something even worse is going to happen with this champ finish. And something almost did. The snap hook driver was like stomach drop to the floor, puke type stuff, especially when I was very, very hungover. I was in a wedding Saturday night. So that was like one of the worst 3 hours in a while because I have not hit a winner in a while. And when you get that long shot in the mix, it's almost like you can touch, like you said, you're touching $1,000. And it's like, what am I going to do? I don't even know what to do with $1,000 right now. And then when it doesn't hit, it's hard to wrap your head around like, okay, it's only $10, I bet, but it hurts so much to lose out. You're not losing $1,000, but you feel like you had $1,000 in your hand. So I was obviously very pleased when that fourth shot spun back to the tap and range.
Yeah. So I know you're a big unit guy. I know you're a professional gambler. So was it a $10 bet?
It was a $10 bet for me.
That's fine. I mean, anyone that's like 20, I could see, but putting over 20 on that, like you're really betting a lot, and you probably lost a lot on those bets. So you won over $1,000 on it. What are you going to spend it on? Life, the kids, the Yankee game.
Usually, when I hit Stewart's Sink at Harbortown and Brooks Koepka at Waste Management, who was 50. So that was a pretty big hit. And I think I put like 20 on Koepka. So that was a huge hit too.
Yeah.
That was around Valentine's Day. So obviously went out to like an extremely nice dinner with the wife. Second time when Sink hit, I was like, maybe make this a tradition, just another like really nice dinner. So we did at this new restaurant in town. Now, I don't know. I kind of want to, I haven't had a big win in a while. So I'm going to definitely use a bunch of it on the Olympics this week, reinvest it as we are all prone to do. I'm probably going to my wife's been pestering me to buy this. We have this outdoor cushions and we have nowhere to put them outside.
A true adult problem.
This is the biggest dad thing to buy. So I'm going to buy like a bin to put the cushions in because she's been just absolutely pestering me about that. And then, I don't know. I might just put it in my checking account and use it on whatever I want. Maybe, like you said, I haven't been to a Yankee game in a while. Might finally get out to the stadium one of these days. I got some big plans these next few weekends. Some friends coming down to the Jersey Shore. We're going to be playing some golf, going out. So I'm just going to, put like 600 of it into my checking account and kind of make it rain, I think.
Just enjoy it. Just like an extra paycheck. Honestly, about the Olympics, like, I'll probably be a light week. So, like, I get paid on, like, the first whatever, but my boss is going on a golf trip. So he hands me my check today. I'm like, why did you do that? Like, why did you just hand me my paycheck right before the Olympics? I was going to take it easy this week. So we got a shout out from Rob. I spent $200 on this. Okay. I hope it looks good. All right? This is $200. And I love it. I went down money last week. But yeah, it's really upsetting that I didn't throw on it. But
I feel that I know that pain. And that's why I try to never say what you said, where I think you were like, fine, I'll throw $10 on it. I try to never do that. And if I do, I immediately bet it because I don't want the feeling you were feeling. Yeah,
that's really like, now that I've been like posting my plays and like I'm a handicapper. Like if you say you're betting something or have a thought to, like, you just need to fucking bet it. And I don't, like, I really never do that. Like, because usually, like, I don't do it and I don't care because it never hits. But I'm really happy for Chad, and like,
that's amazing.
And like he gets shit on for his house pick, and like for him to hit that and hit Colin last week. But yeah, I only have people on my podcast that hit winners. So like, Chad hit Colin, I had him on. You hit Champ.
I love that.
I mean, I only have winners. So like, if I give you shitty picks, like, I hope at least the person that comes on like gives some good picks out. So I think the Twitter Discord has died down a little bit, but there's been this big debate within the golf industry about if a golfer hypothetically had a 6-foot putt for par or whatever to take the bronze medal away from Siwoo or Sungjae, would they do it? So I know Jeff Feinberg is very adamant that they would never do that, and golf's super cutthroat, and they would never do that. We got to shout out Coach. I appreciate the tagging me in you have a sick swing, dude, like absolutely pure swing, and I appreciate your golf insight, and we got to play around soon. So Jeff Feinberg is very much on the side of they would never do that. They would never do that. My friend PGA Tad, who I golf with this weekend, I'm in a group chat with Andy. They're going back and forth about it. It seems like a lot of animosity in the golf industry about this hypothetical situation. Chris, I'd love to have your opinion on this.
I did hear about this group chat. Sounds like a fun place to be on Thursday mornings for sure, when your guys are popping off. Andy told me. But yeah, I don't know. I actually haven't seen – I mean, obviously I've it's been talked about if, when I think John Rahm said he would kind of miss the putt for Siwoo or Sungjae. Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't thought about it enough, but
no, you need to have a take. Like, you need to have a take right now.
Yeah, I can't be this guy.
No, you can't be
like the Sports Center guy who just like hedges his takes, with like, oh, this could happen, but it probably might not happen. So you can't be wrong either way. All right, fine. I respect Feinberg a lot, and I respect his takes, but I don't know. Do we remember who won bronze in 2016? I guess it was Kuchar.
It was Kuchar. Yeah.
Does that have any relevance on his career? I know Rose. I think the gold Rose does throw it in everybody's face, and it's very annoying. But I think the gold is kind of different. Yeah. The bronze, I mean, that might be in Kuchar's like basement, like collecting dust right now. So yeah. I don't know. I would say if Siwoo's in fourth and you've got the 5-footer and you're we'll say Abraham Answer, because I think a lot of us agree total lock for bronze. But then again, he might be a bad example because he would love it. I feel like he would really love the bronze medal. So, but yes, I'll say yes. You should miss it on purpose, so these guys don't have to go sleep in barracks and make $2,000 a year and kind of not live this dream PGA Tour life.
No, I think ideal situation for this week, like something I think I would love and everyone would love, it would be an amazing golf Twitter moment if there was a playoff for one of the medals and Siwoo or Sungjae would it. So it was like, it would just be like a playoff.
It would burn down.
To like a playoff to like get a medal and not be like, there would just be so much on the line. It would be awesome. I really hope they're a playoff, or they'll probably both be like +4 on day one, and like no one's gonna give a shit.
Yeah,
All this like hyped up storyline will be washed away. But we'll see. I'm honestly looking forward to the Olympics. I think it'll be a good change of pace. It's at night. You could watch it tomorrow night. Like stay up late. I think it'll be fun, honestly. Like it's a new course. It looks beautiful. There's a lot of great players. I mean, I think it'll be fun. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it.
I agree. I'm not as down on it as a lot of people. I do agree that a different format would be sick, like an alternate shot. I've seen people mention a mix with the females would be really sick. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's the same type of golf we bet on every week, no matter if it's the 3M Open or a major. So we're going to be watching it. We're going to have bets on it. So I'm still excited for it.
So we're starting out, we're looking at the board. Of the top guys, like obviously there's not good numbers on like any of these guys. And like it's really tough to bet somebody at the top of the board when I feel like in golf and when we bet golf, we want some like heavy odds. Like we want some long shots. So we don't want to spend 2 units to win like a few on the top guy. So I personally am not betting Morikawa, Xander, JT, but I did place like a decent amount of money to win like 500 on Hideki to win. I thought this from a long time ago. Like as soon as the odds came out, I just thought Decky was a lock for the Olympics. Like I have a few reasons for it. Like I think that we really need to look at the 2016 Rio and the guys who's placed. And like I kind of want guys like that. Like Rose, Stenson, and Kuchar are like kind of similar, like in their careers. Like they were all older at the time. They were both having amazing seasons. Like Stenson just won the Open. Kuchar had a lot of good finishes. So I want an older, more experienced guy that's already having an amazing season. And no one knows how to play better in Japan than Hideki. And he's just having an unbelievable season. So for me, I'm starting my DK lineups with Decky. I placed a large outright on him. Who is your favorite guy at the top of the board this week?
Nobody at the top for me, and I'm not going to. I'm actually fading Hideki, which I hate to do. I've talked about this with Feinberg before. I hate the concept of fading in golf because, I mean, it's just really stupid to fade, a Rory McIlroy or a Dustin Johnson at the top of the board. So. But we have to fill in one of those columns in the expert picks column. So I'm going with Hideki just because of the pressure and the media in his home country and being the Masters champ. But where I think something good for him is that there won't be any fans. Yeah. Although I was watching live from last night and it looked like behind one hole there was like grandstands or something. Maybe it'll be like a very small portion of fans at the 18th hole.
Only the elite Japanese people.
Yeah.
Only the top of the country will be.
Right. They'll be double masked up and glass shield face things and all that. Yeah. But if the fans aren't like lining the fairways and making his life like really crazy, I think he can have a little low key week here. Obviously, he'll have to deal with the media afterwards. But that would be a really cool thing for him to win gold. So another great story to root for, along with Siwoo and Sungjae. But nobody at the top of the board for me. I don't know if you want me to jump to my guy yet. We're big structure guys at Golf Digest.
No, there's no structure.
I didn't think so.
I'm in my parents' basement. I'm having a few beers. Just having a good time. But I do think like I am a little bit worried about Morikawa. Like there is a real good chance like Morikawa just fucking runs away with this and then just putting everything to 6 feet. Like that is a very real. Like Stenson went Open win to here, like second place. Like maybe Colin just like that dude, and like no one's gonna bet him, and it would be really upsetting. But I do have to say, like I am a little bit worried about Morikawa.
I think the move, and my co-host sent me a screenshot of this already, is like a Morikawa Ledecky to win some kind of race. Just do a big parlay with a bunch of stuff, just to kind of get it up to 17, 16 to 1, because I agree with you and him that very frightening for him to just go on an end of the season run here. And some of these long par fives I saw, I could see him going driver, hitting it to a nice little wedge spot that he loves and just stuffing every single one. And obviously his game travels literally anywhere on the planet, like he showed at Royal St. George's. So yeah, definitely afraid of him at the top of the board. And I guess I'm afraid of Justin Thomas. Everyone seems to be on him, and I've been on him all year. He's been my guy. I bet him at the Masters. I bet him at Torrey. We hit on him at the Players at 22.
Community win, great community win.
Great community win at those odds for a player of his caliber. I was there at the Players, so I was following like his front nine. It was like incredible. I've been on him all year, and I hate to kind of quit on him like I have these last few weeks, but I think I've quit on him, especially at 11-1.
Yeah, I just don't know about his recent form, and he does, like he has the WGCs and he's playing.
Right, I get that.
So like, I just don't know, like for me, like if that's it for me. And another thing about Colin is that he is so fucking good 175 out.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is like him with the 6-iron is like, and he's gonna have a lot of those. I mean, these par fives are long. We can't go for them, but some of the like. It really depends on like the proximity distances for me, but like Colin is so elite, and if that distance is going to be big this week, I am scared of him.
Yeah,
Xander, I mean that would be a very funny thing if he won this, and it would. For the sake of Andy and Nagels, I just hope it doesn't happen, and that would just not bode well for him in the future. But no. I mean, a gold medal is nothing to sneeze at.
No, I definitely think
Oh no. We lost Powers. Hopefully it joins back. I'm gonna wait a sec. No, we're fine. We're totally chill. No, as soon as we must have got cursed by the ghost of Nagels. And he's gonna come back on. I just sent him the new link. It'll be fine. Just hold on for a sec. We're good. We're good. But yeah, I like Decky. I like starting my lineups with Decky this week. I like betting him outright. I mean, I understand that like would be a lot to ask to win a gold medal in your home country, but I think he has it in him. Yeah, no, honestly. If Xander wins the gold, remember this moment. That would be funny. Sweet luck. Yeah, dude. It's pretty sick, honestly. Dude, what's up?
What the hell happened?
Dude, the wife pulled the plug, dude?
Oh, man. I think I know what happened.
No, it's all good. As long as you're back.
I'm back.
In the spotlight. No, I think that was like the curse of Nagels or something. Like, as soon as we
Xander talk. Oh, that is so effing true. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm a little.
He just put a hex on.
Yeah, this whole thing. It's kind of like I feel like we're in like a golf horror movie right now.
All right, I'm back.
I'm a little worried. So we're moving on. Next group of guys, we got Hovland, Rory, Casey, Reed, and Answer. I think Rory's like really interesting this week. Like part of me like wants literally nothing to do with him. And I think he's not showing any sort of form and hasn't done anything since Quail Hollow. But at the same time, I think Quail Hollow is actually a good comparison.
Mm-hmm.
He fucking owns that course.
Yep.
So I feel like usually I think a lot of handicappers and people try and like find the sneaky play. But I do think like Rory actually might be the sneaky play this week.
Yeah, the Quail Hollow thing is definitely there. The Fazio connection. I'm just the biggest Rory hater if anyone has followed my Twitter. And I kind of got to be careful with what I say because people like rush to his defense. Like I've never seen people rush to anyone's defense. The attitude's always a little off for me. I think I said he makes excuses once and a couple people flipped out. And then I had to be like, all right, they're not excuses. He's just, kind of, I don't know. They sound like excuses to me. He's always got some kind of like, I didn't have the fans this week. I couldn't get it going. The wind was blowing the wrong way. So I'm just not a Rory bettor in general. I know he's the type of guy that when he gets up to, I don't even know what he is this week, 18, 16. 14. Yeah, maybe at 20. All right, I'd do it. Obviously, he's such a higher class of player than a lot of people in this field. So, yeah, I mean, there is no fans. Whoever just said that in the chat is right. He can't get jazzed up without the fans. So I would completely stay away from me. He's always a stay away from me unless he's 20-1 and
Yeah, I think maybe like DFS just going complete contrary and you want to low on
Yeah.
a guy. I like that. I have no problem with that, but I really think that he hasn't done literally diddly shit since Quail Hollow, which was basically like a crowning for him. Like that course is set up perfect for him. But it would just be the most Rory thing ever to like be like, oh, I don't give a shit about the Olympics, and then he goes out and wins it. Like that would look bad. That would look pretty bad. And
It really would, yeah.
Really dumb. So I'm just hoping that doesn't happen. Do you like Hovland, Casey, Reed, or Answer? Other than let me pull it up. Answer to win a medal is plus 600. I mean, I think that's a decent bet.
So I couldn't find that. None of the books, at least the ones in Jersey, the legal ones, had the to win a medal the last 2 days.
At BetMGM does. I'm looking at it.
I looked. DraftKings has it too. I am going to pepper some of these guys at 700, 750, 800. Because I think a lot of these guys are bronze medal, silver medal type players. Like an Answer, he's plus 700 on DraftKings. Absolutely love that. I know we're kind of making fun of him, but I think he's the perfect bronze medal candidate, kind of backdoor bronze on Sunday. I'm all over Connors, top 5, top 10 to medal. I think that's a great play. Another guy, I'm not going to compare him to Morikawa, but he hits his irons very similarly and drives it well. Obviously has to make some putts, but he has the type of game that could literally contend at any course on the planet, any country, at anywhere. So I'm going to be all over Connors this week. He's 750 to medal.
Yep.
And then my pick, we haven't mentioned yet. I'm going to bet him to medal. I'm going to bet him to win. It's Tommy Fleetwood at 28 to 1. I think he's 30 to 1 on other books. I see you. You might not agree with me there, but I don't know. I'm kind of buying into this. The guys that want to be there this week. And Tommy Fleetwood, we saw that tweet the other day. He fucking wants to be there. He literally said that on Twitter. He got in because Hatton dropped out. Any of these guys that got in because somebody dropped out, they kind of dropped what they were doing to be in the Olympics. That tells me that they rearranged their life to do all the go back in time to last year and follow all these COVID rules again just to play in the Olympics. That tells me they want to be there, and they're taking on the Olympic challenge and all that, whatever the hell. And I'm big on Fleetwood this week. And the last few times I've been big on Fleetwood, he's really let me down. So hoping that changes.
Every major this year, other than really the Masters, you could be like Fleetwood, kind of makes sense.
All of these majors this year,
Honda, he plays well in majors. It's oh, he's short, and then he literally just T40s every time, and you're just like, what are you doing? You're better than this.
So much better than this.
I do think that could be the case this week. But if that's your play, I mean, dude, that's your
14th. He finished 14th at Quail Hollow. That's his best finish since he rinsed one at the Honda, whenever that was, 2020. So I don't know. I'm just really feeling
the Quail comparison. That bodes well for Answer too.
Very well
he
for
was
Answer.
Top 5 there too. Backdoor,
total backdoor.
Almost hit a hole in one when he was that was crazy. That was actually a really good tournament. So I do think that there's a few different ways you could go about it. You could go comp course, you could just go straight up recent form. But I think the court usually us handicappers, we have the luxury of this course was played the last 5 years and a certain type of player has won it, or people have played it, or we're in the middle of Japan, literally no one, there's not that much on it. So it's kind of a gut feel week, which I'm totally fine for.
I love a gut feel week like the Open Championship kind of was.
Yeah, no, and you talked about Connors. He's on my card. I bet him to medal, plus 750. I'm playing. He's pretty popular. I was looking at ownership projections. We're not the only ones to think that, but I do really like Connors this week. I think a top 10. I think a medal, plus 750. I think those are good values because we were talking about before, this is kind of a hard week to find value. So I think these medal bets at plus 800, that's a good return. That's fine.
That's I'm happy to throw, $5 $20 bets on some of these guys to medal for sure.
And all you really need to do is like hit one. But yeah,
Yep.
he's looked about to be like 21% owned right now. But, there's kind of been some comparisons to Augusta. He's had 2 top 15s at both the Masters this year. And we're kind of talking about how this might be like an easier Masters. I mean, the November Masters was legitimately an easy Masters. And he finished well there. And again, we're talking. He's just a pure ball striker. Like
Chase showed up. He was leading the PGA right after the first round.
So he's like, again, I kind of saying I want guys that have played well in these majors. He's played well in every single major, and it's coming down to these elite ball strikers are showing up and showing that they can contend and do well in these big events. So I have I like Connors this week. Like I like him in DK. I mean, he's a little high owned, but I think that's a good bet. He's on the card to medal plus 750. And outright, would you go there? Do you think he's worth your money?
I'm not going there for outright.
Has he had a win? Has he had a PGA
Connors
win? Yeah,
he did win that the one he Mondayed into. What was it? The Valero a few years ago.
Like it was a few years ago. He won
when his wife was going crazy with the wine. They make her out to be like an alcoholic.
Like she was nervous. Like you've
she
never
was
had
had like 2 sips of wine while her husband was like playing for his life, and now she's an alcoholic.
Yeah, no, these golf commentators they are super judgmental. I mean, no, I don't appreciate that. I mean, who hasn't had a drink at a golf event?
I know. I miss it.
Are you going to the Northern Trust?
I will probably be there. I can't imagine I wouldn't go at least one of the days. We usually like to go practice rounds because that's when you can actually get pretty close to the guys.
And you got the pass, so you could just do it.
Yeah.
Walk into the locker room,
no problem.
Just start shaving and taking a shit. You can do that. They let you do that at golf.
Yeah,
your job,
100%.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. That's super sick.
Yeah.
So a guy I like that I want to talk about. I bet outright. I bet him to medal. I'll bet him top 10. I like Lowry this week.
Yeah,
I think Lowry's like a good play. It might be a little popular. I'm definitely not the only one with this take, but I just think that he's been just top 20ing everything this year and really contending. It doesn't really matter the event. He hits it long off the tee. He's good with his long irons. He's streaky with his putter. I say we just ride the hot train and just keep betting Shane Lowry. I like him this week. You got a plus 650 to medal, which is, I mean, that's not a horrible number, but you throw $20 on that to win 120. I like Lowry this week. He's a little low owned, which is good. I like that for DK purposes. Do you play a lot of DraftKings?
Not really. I was a little afraid of this question. We usually get to it at the end of the episode, and I kind of because our guests are always DFS guys. I'm pretty bad at it. I wish I was good at it because it seems like a pretty profitable thing. I love the whole game theory of trying to, I love the pools every major. I'm in a couple. I love trying to pick guys that, every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's in the pool with you is not going to pick. So I should play it more. I think I'm going to give it a shot this week just because I kind of prepared for it to be on your live show here. So
tons of research.
Yeah.
I love DraftKings because I could have a shitty week gambling like I did last week and have an amazing week in DFS. There's no sort of correlation.
Right.
So I like it. I mean, it's
my problem is I'll when I do it, I'll just all the guys I bet on, I'll put in my lineup. And if they have a bad week, it's just a complete wash. I don't do enough lineups. I know it's a big thing. You got to do a bunch of different lineups, and I don't do that. I have never done that. I did the times I do it. I do one lineuthink, and that's that's no way to win. That's no way to win.
You gotta get into the DFS. I mean, it's your job. So I think it would be another line to your resume.
I know.
On your Golf Digest section, just be DFS won this thing. So I think that'd be good. So
that's how you win a million. All these guys winning $1 million. It's ridiculous.
Then we're talking about you hit $1,000, whatever. But if you hit one of these things, I'm quitting my job. I don't care. I am quitting my job, and I'm I'm doing this full time.
I'm a tout now.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there, halfway, maybe, possibly. So there's a few guys in this range, 20 to 1 to 40 to 1 that I'm not betting because I don't trust them. I do not trust them. I don't trust Cam Smith. I do not trust him.
I
And I don't trust Mark Leishman. Like, these Australians, like, they have their good showings, like they did at the Masters. They won the Zurich, and they have all these stats, and then like they just never show up. And like, for me, it's not worth it. I want to take a more consistent guy that is just like isn't hit or miss. Like I said for the Open, like Leishman's going to be a miscut or he's going to top 10, no in between. And he misses the cut. Like, I don't want that. I want a more safer guy in Shane Lowry that it just contended at every event. It doesn't matter which. So, do you like any, like Neiman? Yeah, I know you like Fleetwood, Benson, Siwoo. No, yeah, I mean, we're getting.
Well, I got a decision to make. We had Nagels on the pod. He was pumped, and I actually loved his case for Leishman, the whole Zoysia fairway thing, and the long golf course thing. He plays well there at longer courses. But then I really like your case for Shane Lowry too. So I'm going to have to pick between you or Nagel's pick, because I always pick a guy each week that I see a lot of different people are on, and I just don't want to miss out on. So that's going to be Lowry or Leishman. As for everybody else, I think I'm, as Jeff Feinberg always says, he doesn't want to miss out on the Sunday party, and I'm not going to miss out on the Siwoo Kim party. So I will 100% be betting Siwoo, and I think he's the bet over Sungjae 1,000% because he's 55. I know on DraftKings, you better run while you can get it, because I know he's like 30 at a bunch of other places.
Right now, so that's a pretty
Sungjae is much shorter, obviously. Sungjae will have another opportunity. I know I read whoever said, oh, you never know, golf's fickle. No, Sungjae will be in the next Olympics for sure. Siwoo, this could be his last crack because he's a little bit older. So
12-1 to medal. Like,
yeah, I know that I'm betting like, for sure.
Bet that. Like, I don't think people should be like laying like 55s. Like, I would just bet like 12-1. Like, that's a good return. Like, you're not asking him to win the damn thing. Like,
and if he's up there, he'll protect the bronze if he has to protect. So I actually like that pivot.
And like what we're talking about, like no one's gonna play well towards the end if he's in bronze. Everyone's just gonna be like shank to the right, like duck off the tee. But
I think the really noble thing would everybody just withdraw and they just finish in first and second.
Like this is my thing. Like obviously there's like a big like Sungjae's like been horrible, like 100%. Like has not been good. Like
can't put four good rounds together, and now he needs to put 4 good rounds together to avoid going to the military. It's like too big of a leap for me.
I understand C was the better bet, and like he's proven that he could win, and like he's obviously is kind of a better player than Sungjae recently. My only case for Sungjae, and I'm not betting either of these guys. I have no exposure to them. Like I'm just not going to be involved. Like I don't care. Like maybe I'll want to kill myself 2 weeks in a row, but I really don't care. Like we're talking about easier Masters.
Yes,
I mean he did show up. He was there.
Yep.
But I mean, there's been situations that have been similar to that, like recently, and he hasn't showed up. But I think just for the pure, like easier Masters narrative, like Sungjae Im like makes sense.
He did. I was on him at Rocket Mortgage. He did play well there. That was kind of sprinkled in this recent run where he hasn't really put it all together. So, he does have a decent start. In the last few weeks. So
I don't know. I think I'll go of the South Koreans, I'll go contrarian, and I'm gonna say I like him better. Like I'd like a matchup between the two, and I'd like to take him. I think that would be an excellent matchup, but I think they're too far apart on the odds board for that to be anywhere. But if any potential sports books are watching this, I'm sure they are. Like, please put that up because I'll bet it. I'll lay the juice on Sungjae this week. So next, there's a lot of interesting guys that I think there's some pretty good numbers on them to medal. They've been playing well. I like a few of them. I'm playing a lot of them in DraftKings. Mackenzie Hughes, I really like this week. I bet to medal at plus 18-1. Like that's like I like Hughes to medal. And then just a top 20, I think that's a pretty big play for me. Like, will be my most exposure since it's more shorter odds. But Mackenzie Hughes plus 125 for a top 20, I think is an excellent bet this week. I know it's not like I usually don't bet top 20s that low, but there's only fucking 60 guys in the field. Like he just has to have a good.
That's
reach.
what I was mentioning about some of these top 10s. Like, why not throw like a few on some really higher odds guys? They only got to beat 50 other guys. It's
and the top
find
10
a couple
odds,
12 to ones. Yeah.
For these, I mean, like these top 10 odds aren't great. They're like around like plus 300 for this range, but I don't think it's that bad of a bet in this week. I mean, you're not going to get odds that you normally get for a tournament, so you just kind of have to play with what you got. But I think of the top 20s, like I like Mackenzie Hughes for that.
He showed up in every big event kind of mold recently.
And he's just, I mean, that's the thing. I want guys that are just riding hot recent form. Like, and he's not someone where you kind of have to worry about his putting. Like, he actually has like decent putting. But the thing I do worry about Mackenzie Hughes is that the times he has shown up, like no one thought it was a good play. Like no one was on him. So I kind of think that once it's obvious to people, then it never pans out. So I'm worried a little bit about that. But this is different. Like, it's a no-cut event. Like, there's only 60 people. Like, you don't have the normal sweat that you do. Like, you could have a shitty first 2 days and then just go apeshit the next two, and then, like, back to our top 20 where you would have made the cut.
I do think people are correct to lean on that whole no-cut theory, because just the mindset of I'm one good round away from getting back in this, and I have 4 chances at it. Obviously Justin Thomas is very good at that mindset. So yeah, I do think that's a valuable piece of information to use when you're betting on guys this week.
So what do you think about Vegas this week? What's your take on Vegas? He's coming from Minnesota. He's coming from Minnesota all the way.
That was the guy I was terrified of on Sunday and terrified to miss out on, because we had your boy PGA Tout on. He was all over him. I know Mayo was on him. And I was just kind of like, Jonathan Vegas. And then my guy gets in at Champ, and now I'm going to lose to this freaking guy that everybody was on. So I was pretty terrified of that. I don't know. PJ Tout was right. He had been coming along pretty strong recently and just about put it all together. But coming from Minnesota, one of the few guys that's going to be tough. He and Patrick Reed. I mean, that's got to be really tough. Imagine though they both contend though and kind of flip that narrative on its head. Because I know I've seen our expert picks column that has not come out yet. A bunch of guys are fading Reed because of the travel, which I think is crazy, because Reed's the type of guy who always plays every week all over the world, like always has. So maybe that's a stupid thing to not bet Patrick Reed for, or Jonathan Vegas.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Reed, but like I want nothing to do with Reed this week, and it has nothing to do with the travel. Like he's just been bad recently.
Yes.
Like he just has not been showing up. Like I've just been watching him, like sometimes on like PGA Tour Live or just at the Open, and he's just like spraying balls. Like he's just like
I love the short game. I love the short game magic, but it almost can't save you.
Yeah. It's like, dude, just put it on the green and 2-putt. Like, it doesn't need to be this crazy. Yeah. Like, just literally hit the green.
You can't play.
You're 170 out. Like,
I agree. Yeah, I'm off him this week, which kind of goes against my narrative of talk about literally dropping everything you were doing to be there, and we know he wants to be there. But yeah, he just hasn't played well. I'm with you.
Yeah, another guy I like. Okay, I didn't get my take on Vegas. Like, I kind of like Vegas. Like, I think Vegas is just playing stellar golf recently.
70-1 off that runner up.
I don't think he'll win, but I do think a top 20 plus 100. I don't like laying that, but
60-man
he's
field.
So long off the tee, and these par fives are beasts. Like, these par fives are really long. Like, you're gonna want to be as long as possible, like off the tee, and these par fours are a little shorter, so he's going to have a wedge in. And like that, it doesn't matter what level of golf you are. Like if you have a wedge in versus somebody hitting an 8-iron or a 9, like you're just better off. So I've been betting Vegas, and like, I don't know if I really want to come off him so I'm looking at ownership right now. I know you don't, he's like the 6th most clicked guy I would have thought that people would be like, he's coming from Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm off
maybe
him.
chill.
No.
But no.
All you DFS guys are all over him, so I'm not too surprised. He's red hot, and is there another Venezuelan in the field? He's gonna be the only one, right?
No, I'm betting him top Venezuelan. 7,000. I'm putting my paycheck on it.
So he's gonna be flying that flag proudly and bringing some exposure to Venezuelan golf. Yeah,
I think they need to get there. They need to get their golf community going. Like they are a country that I think could be the next Japan. They could have the next. They could have the next
gold.
So so we got now. So there's a few names, and then it's just like dog shit golfers that no one knows.
I have a couple dog shit guys that I'm interested in.
I think that for just in general, like I think it would be very bad if there was a week to like find a random ass golfer that's going to play well. This would really be the week to do it because you're getting a great number on them. They're going to be low owned in DFS. No one knows about them. So trying to find that, as I like to call them, low price lock, it's going to be tough this week. I don't know if I have it, but Mito we're not at that point yet, but Mito Perrier, he's very popular. He's killer on the Corn Ferry. He's Chilean, I believe. A lot of people are playing him. I think he's going to be pretty high owned. Yeah, like right around that Vegas area, $7,200. Any take on him? I mean, he's a birdie maker. I don't know if that's really gonna come into play this week.
I know he played well last week, right?
Yeah, he top 10. Like, I mean, he's another guy just riding hot form. Like, maybe he just carries it over to the Olympics.
Yeah, why not? Like you said, Stenson rode it over quite nicely. Don't have a take on him. Won't be betting him. I have my eye on somebody else down here, but I wouldn't discourage the Mito Pereira bet.
Yeah, I think finding that guy in like the 7K range is definitely beneficial this week. But I like Munoz in this spot, and I like Munoz. He's trending really well in my model. He's been playing well. A lot of the comps we were talking about it, like course fit, like he's showed up well. So I'm all over Munoz this week. I have him top 20 plus 130. I might bet a medal, might bet a matchup on him. But I think around that range, my favorite guys are Mac Hughes and Munoz. So now we're going into the absolute just random ass golfers. First one, I can't believe people are touting Jazz. This guy Jazz.
I thought about it last night. Like, maybe mention him on the pod. I was like, no. Then I looked at his stats because I know he played great at Bethpage that one year. Yeah. Would be the typical like come out of nowhere and like what the hell, this guy top fives at the Olympics. But I couldn't even sell myself on it.
Do you know that guy? I don't know if Dad is watching, but he's a tout,
yes,
and it's like Jazz. So like I know Jazz because of Bethpage Black.
Yes,
because how does he get into these majors? Who is this guy?
World ranking points, I'm guessing. Playing in the Asian Tour events.
Yeah, I don't know, but like Jazz, I remember reading a story in like Newsday, he like had like a local caddy. Like just some random ass local caddy, and like he fell apart on Sunday, but he actually played well in the PGA. And I was like DMing. This is here nor there, but I was DMing the guy Jazz about it, and I was like, "Oh, did you know that like he had some random ass local caddy at the Bethpage?" He's like, "Oh, I actually had no idea," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't know why you would. I feel like that'd be only someone that lives on Long Island and reads the local newspaper would know about." But yeah, Jazz. People like Rick is on Jazz. Like people like Jazz this week. I mean, I don't have really any sort of take on it. So do you have a low price lock for me this week? Do you have a random ass golfer?
Yeah, my guy. I've watched him early in the morning on European Tour events before. Got in because someone from his country dropped out. Has 3 top 10s, I think, in his last 10 starts on the European Tour. Okay. And that is Renato Paratore.
Okay.
12-1 for a top 10. I love that. I'm guessing he's down here. Looks like he's 6,900. I pulled up the DFS prices for you.
You're the man.
So that would be my low price lock. Another guy, like I just said, Molinari dropped out, so Paratore got in. I saw he and Guido taking pictures together today. pumped up to be there. Paratore seems like a fiery guy. The few times I've seen him in contention, seems like he's, loves the heat of contention late on Sunday. So I love Paratore this week. I'm not just like blowing smoke or trying to find. I really like this bet.
No, I think he's plus 400 for a top 20. I think that's actually a good number. And I think he's super passionate about his country. I think he really wants to show out for his home country. And I think that could really benefit him. I think
I was on him top 20 at Winged Foot, believe it or not. And he was there for a while and kind of faded. I think he ended up T46 or whatever. But he can prove that he made the cut. He made the cut, and I bet on him.
He can run with the best of them.
Yes, I agree.
I think that's a good bet, honestly, and he could be someone to round out your DK lineup with.
And I'll buy into the Sabatini thing because he changed his nationality just for the Olympics. I think you almost, based off that, have to bet him this week.
What did he change his nationality?
Slovakia, I believe, or. Yeah, Slovakia.
How do you just do that? I feel like that would cause a lot of
problems.
There's
a story somewhere about it. I think you have to bet him just for that reason alone.
Rory Sabatini is a guy that at the players like spearhead into him, and so it's like, oh, that is one guy like you don't want to fuck with.
Yes.
Oh
no, he said. I remember. I was there. I ran out to grab Spieth, and Spieth is. Everyone will tell you this is the best guy dealing with the media.
Yep.
I've kind of gone back and forth on him with the whining at Griller and kind of being he's a little too much for me on the course sometimes, but I ran out.
Like, I know he talks a lot, but like, is like following him, like, is he slow? Like, does he come off the ball a bunch of time and like, he doesn't just get up and hit it?
I wouldn't classify him as slow. I think, when we see him late on Sunday, maybe he, goes a little over the top, but I don't think that's an all the time type deal.
I feel there's nothing worse than like following a guy that is just like slow as shit. Like they just come up like Scotty Scheffler is the slowest player I've ever watched. Like every single ball just come off at 8 times, like can't make a decision switching clubs. So
I think Phil has become the slowest player on tour. Okay. It's comical.
So Phil, if you're following him, it's not going to be enjoyable.
I would not have fun following him right now with his whole breathing and standing behind the putt for 5 seconds. That would be a tough watch, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's all about getting in the right mental headspace. First, we go out there, we compete, we put our money on the line. We're both on different sides of, Andy just joined. He gives us right. Oh yeah, dude, you're late. You missed it. I don't know what to say, but we're both on different. We're both on different sides of Andy's golf game this week. I'm
assuming he played well.
Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of played well. It was kind of like me. So this is what I learned. So we shot a 77.
You guys did modified.
Yeah, we both teed off.
And then you picked the best one.
Yeah. So I'm like a 20 handicap, I shoot in the mid 90s. I was fucking dynamite off the tee. I was roping it off the tee. So what I learned is that if I have the approach, because Andy literally put everything to 8 feet. I've never experienced golf where you're just 8 feet every time. But I learned that if I have the approach play of a 2 handicap, I can break 80 easily. So all I have to do is get new irons and just have the approach play of a 2
He must have figured out he was struggling with his distance control in our match, so he must have figured that out if he was
I'll tell. I mean, we're late. I mean, we have no golfers to talk about. We're just talking. But the first 2 holes, I bomb it down the middle, really good drives. And the first ball he put short, and I had a good chip, and we lose the hole. I'm like, okay, whatever, we're on down. But I hit a good drive. Second hole, I hit a great drive, and Andy hits it pure, as perfect, but it was just long. And then we lost that hole. I'm like, dude, I don't know how many more times I can do that. Okay. But luckily I hit some good drives and we won. But yeah, Excellent. We're going to play soon.
Yes.
We're going to get around at Bethpage. We're just going to stripe some irons.
I would say we got to get Steve too, but he's about to have a baby. So we might need a fourth.
Dude, that's tough. Yeah, no, we'll find a fourth. Like I feel really, really good like in the golf industry because no.
No, he'll show up. No, now he's gonna show
Dude,
up.
no, I really not just Steve. Like, I really appreciate like anybody that watched tonight. It's gonna be on YouTube. Like, I really appreciate
Claire
you guys checking
Rogers.
out.
Claire Rogers watched tonight. Former Golf Digest trader that went to golf.com, but we still love her.
I like to bring some star power to the show.
Yeah.
I like to, bring people on that people are like, oh shit, like Chris Power's on. Like, I'll tune in to Brian's random podcast. I've never heard of, but like, I'll turn it on. So no, I'm really glad I feel like the rote, be like you, Tout, Dad, like some of my friends, and we'll just talk golf, have a couple beers. You know what I mean? I know you have your wife and stuff. And
next time, I didn't have any beers tonight. I'm still recovering from the wedding, but next time I'm the biggest Tuesday night beer crusher.
Yeah.
So
Wednesday, there's nothing wrong with being a little hung tits on a Wednesday at work. It's chill. No, but the liquid IVs are dope. Like,
I went out and bought more. I went out and bought more.
Amazing. Like, I have two big, like, I always have them stocked, and anytime I drink, which is every single like Thursday through Sunday, like I have two, and like you wake up and you're just like kind of
you gotta have them the night before, right?
Yeah, gotta have two the night before, and you're just like tired in the morning.
Yeah,
you're just like, okay, have a cup of coffee, smoke some pot, you're good. Like, it never even happened the night before. Like, you're just totally chill.
Life changers for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean the technology. No, they sent me because I emailed them. I'm like, I have a podcast. It was like the first week I had a podcast. I'm like, would you sponsor me? Like, and they're like, our ad budget's full, but like we'll send you a podcast product starter kit.
Look how easy that is.
I'm like, I'm just gonna start a new podcast like every week, like, and just get some free liquid IVs.
Damn, I should have done that. They're like $15 the pack I got yesterday.
And you got to get them online, like in bulk.
Okay, I will.
And get them out. So I'm glad you came on. It was a great podcast.
Me too.
It was a lot of fun. You'll definitely be invited on in the future. I'm sure you've checked the Yankees.
I have not. I've tried to be. They're up
1-0, dude.
Oh, love it. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
That's kind of like where the season turns around.
That's what I said Saturday when they came back.
Yeah, no, but honestly, like there's some people watching still, obviously you can see, but I think we're gonna cut it. I really appreciate anybody who checked out the pod. It was a lot of fun. Chris is the man. Olympics this week. I'm gonna run through my card real quick. I like Decky and Lowry outright. I like to medal. Decky plus 400, Lowry plus 650, Connors plus 750, Hughes 18-1. Top 20, I like Hughes, Munoz, and Norlander, all top 20s. And then I'm going to put a few matchups. Card will be out in the morning. Chris, any closing thoughts?
Great time. I knew it's kind of exactly what I expected. I appreciate you inviting me on. Love to see what you're doing. Love your boldness. I think that's kind of why you've blown up so quickly. So I appreciate it. I'm down. I'm so down for the energy. Love the high energy. And I will definitely be back, and I will be crushing beers with you 100%.
Yeah. You got to be ready for our match, though, because I don't know if we'll be together, but I'm kicking your fucking ass. You're dog trash, and you're going to miss every 6-footer you send over. On that note,
we got to do the black. We have to do the black.
We'll play the black. It will be miserable, but it'll be so much fun. All right, I'm signing off. Appreciate everyone who checked it out. I'm ending the broadcast.